There's the beam we moved. We moved it from basically right there over to there. Just to open up this area a little bit for what should be someday a wet bar, and put it up with all the ductwork here. Over here is going to be, it's hard to tell in the video, but it's going to be the game room in this area, and back there is of course all the storage. And moving this way you'll see all the studs for the home theater area that's going in. We'll talk about that in a minute. Come down the hallway. Obviously can lights are not hooked up yet. Come down to the basement bathroom that was originally back where the wet bar currently is. Had to break up a bunch of concrete. There's the world's fattest cat. He's much fatter than he looks. Anyway, had this concrete leveled out so that it should be ready for tile once we get the drywall in. Electrical everywhere. This is going to be the office. Internet's going to come down in here and be distributed through the rest of the basement and throughout the house. That's what that's going to be. Over here is this little cubby thing that my wife really wants. It's got a light that's going to shine down in there, outlet, so she wants to plug something into it around Christmas time or whatever. It can be lit up. 100 amp panel in the back, feeding the basement. Right now I've got everything wired for 7 separate 20 amp circuits. A little overkill, but it was there, so I took advantage of it. This is going to become a finished closet here. This whole area. We're big into what are called German board games, and so we want some storage for that. This will be the bedroom. Coming through the door, it's got a big closet that we decided it's 5 feet wide for the doorway. We're going to shrink that up. We added the window, 4 foot by 4 foot window. This is going to be done here real soon. And then coming back this way, this is the family room that I walked through before. It's pretty good size. Wiring up for TV over there or back this way. Both will be high definition fed from the home theater. Obviously Ethernet and surround sound wiring, depending on how we set it up, will have to be run basically in duplicate just in case. And then for my favorite part of the room, again very messy though, because that seems to be the largest area that I can work in, is going to be the home theater. As you can see, there's stuff, all sorts of things here. Many monoprice boxes and whatnot of cabling and insulation, and insulation falling down. We put some insulation up because we had our cats originally locked in down here and they were meowing and we could hear them in the bedroom. That will be going back up. Outside wall is basically 3 inches away from the concrete exterior wall for that wall, and the one over here. That's how it was done when we moved in. This is my staggered stud wall all the way around. That will be getting 2 layers of drywall plus green glue in the middle. Back here in the corner, it's going to be the, if I step over everything, equipment rack. Way more space than I need, but it's all going to be here. Just started running wires. Got some conduit there for future expansion, but got plenty more to run. The back side of my fiber optic star ceiling that my family said I had to incorporate into the theater, so we'll be putting that back in somewhere. Of course, the Theater of Magic pinball machine in its poor bundled up state. Control panel for my main arcade. All these things getting nice and dirty, so they'll have to be cleaned up. The room is about 24 feet long and just about 14 feet wide. Obviously there's some mathematical things we'll have to work with there for acoustics. I don't have the ceiling heights because it's not quite 8 feet tall to put in, you know, channels, your hat channel and all that good stuff to decouple the ceiling, but we're going to do our best with the insulation and 2 layers of drywall and double up on the green glue for that. Amazing thing was when I took the ductwork here, which was a single metal, which I'm still working on, and put this flexible tubing in there and just put a couple bends into it. I know it's not tucked away or anything, but I put one end up to my ear and the other end up to my mouth, and I hollered through it pretty much and couldn't hear, and they were directly connected to each other. It does an amazing job of stopping the sound from passing through. This room will be pretty much set up with as few of holes through the drywall as possible so that we can keep the sound isolated into the room as much as we can. Any place that's got a hole in it will have a box, probably. I say that, except for maybe my rear speakers that are going in the back, of course. They might just have a small hole just big enough for the speaker wire to go through that will caulk up. But anything else is going to have basically this putty material that goes around the box to seal it up for sound. That's probably about the best we can do with it. I hear you get pretty good results with that. But again, up front will be a approximately 2-foot deep false wall with a, I'm estimating very closely that it'll be 133-inch diagonal 2.35 to 1 screen. Acoustically transparent, so my speakers will be behind that. Bass traps in the corner, of course. A Stansfield stage up front to lift it up a little bit. We'll do 2 rows of seats. And there's the air hockey. There's my old sign. We might have to update a little bit. Gold is now dead. We need to come up with more silvery stuff or something. I don't know. But anyway, we'll have 2 rows of fully reclining seats with the love seat in the middle. Back this way. I finally got measurements on those, so they'll go in. Media storage will be in this back corner, kind of to mirror the same look as what happens over here. This side sticks into the room about 6.5, 7 inches. So we'll put something up over here on this corner, kind of match that. Right now, due to the seating and walkways and whatnot, I'm going to have my second sub over to the right side, pretty much opposite of the doorway. The primary sub that I currently have right now will be up front with the main speakers for our hopefully 7.2 sound that we'll have in here. Projector was just pre-ordered the other day. That'll mount up that vicinity by the conduit. I haven't run any of the wiring for that yet, but I have it all. JVC RS45 comes out later this year. Pre-ordered it for an amazing price. Better than what I was going to be able to get something else for. So that's kind of that. That's what I've got so far. Lots of talking and not much else to see. But that's what we have. A big mess. But with the moving of this beam yesterday, really opening this area up and finally getting this other wall in because of that, the big projects are done. So it's now just wiring and things like that for some of the areas, and really all that's left is home theater and a little bit of wiring in here for the some outlets on this wall. And other than that, it's just going to town on the short list of little items and getting this thing hammered out. So hope to have it done. We'll do some pictures and audio tests and whatnot in probably a couple months, so people can kind of see what it looks like as finished product. But that's what we have. So we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.